and welcome to our show today. I'm very, very excited because we have two very interesting guests, and this is going to be one of those fun shows as well as informative. You know, many years ago when I first started the show, I had a lady on the show who looks today just like she looked then, and she is a very famous actress. She's also a speaker. She's also an astrologer and a handwriting expert. And I'm going to introduce you to her as well as a former Mrs. Illinois. So let me introduce you to them first. They need no help from me once we get started. You'll see that. Okay. First of all, we have Sylvia Friedman. Sylvia, thank you very much for joining us again.
My pleasure.
I've thought about you many times over the years. I'm so happy you had the time to join us today.
I'm happy to be here.
I know you're very busy. Okay?
It's okay.
And then we have a former Mrs. Illinois, and tell them who you are.
Hi, I'm Gloria Peach. I live in the south suburbs. I have 8 children, and I've been in many pageants over the years, but being a Mrs. Illinois here in greater Chicago, it's the best place to be here. So that's what I do.
And I think I mentioned to you, people don't know how difficult it is to be in a pageant. I did that pageant for a show. I wasn't trying to win it with everybody that was in it, but it was very interesting to me, and how difficult, and how many clothes changes there are, and how your personality has to be, and the questions and things. People seem to think it's all fluff. It's really difficult.
Not.
It's difficult.
That's right.
But we want to focus on you on this show mostly, Sylvia, and I'm going to let her ask you some questions too, but I want you to tell people what you'd like them to know about what you do and what's going on in the world, and my personality.
Good, and I have that. I do many things. I've been an actress for 12 years. I was a producer for 8 years. I write books. I'm a best-selling author. But most of all, I'm creative and I'm happy. And a lot of people can't always say that, because I am a coach, and what I do is try to make people understand that being positive makes you happy. Being negative, you never reach that plateau.
And your sign is?
I'm an Aries, first in the zodiac. So therefore, I need to be first in everything.
And I've got a few surrounding me for years. They were trying to be first too, but a Scorpio gives them a very hard time being
Well, that's
first.
all right. We can deal
You
with
can
that
handle it?
challenge,
Okay.
of course. And today we're going to talk a little bit about astrology. I'm 20 years, I've been an astrologer. I like it because it's an additional understanding of human beings.
Ooh.
And since I coach,
That's a good one.
that's why I did it. And I found that after 20 years, it's very valuable. It tells you why people are born to. Being born an Aries myself, we all have an element, and I'm fire. Did you notice?
And I'm water.
And you're water.
And what are you?
She's air.
She's air. Oh,
look
so
at
we have all
us.
3 things here. That's
We're a real good balance.
Now this works well, yes.
And a lot of people say, oh, astrology. Well, after doing it for 20 years, it really helps me tell people who they are. They can walk into my office, and if I know their birthday, and I do a few other things, I know their limitations. And it's easier to teach them. We're going to talk a little bit about you, our wonderful hostess.
Scary.
Yeah, no, it's not scary.
I love this.
I always tell people, astrology isn't scary, it's self-awareness. So many people don't know how to talk about their feelings. And that's why marriages fail. That's why relationships break up. You have to know it's okay to say I hurt. It's okay to say I'm vulnerable, because it doesn't make us weak.
Or even wrong at that point, probably.
What?
Or even wrong to say
Or
you're wrong, yes.
Absolutely. And so, in your case, primarily, you don't like to invade upon people. I mean, you know about them because you're very intuitive. And so they can't get by you too quickly. But you're sensitive, you're creative, you are a healer, and that's why you are and
nurse.
have been a nurse. And you're also, this has not been the easiest couple of years.
No.
But knowing you, you fight for who you are. And I'm very proud of you for doing so.
Well, thank you.
And what I know about you is that you have to know you are going to get through. By the end of this year, you're going to feel lighter. And you have to understand that because everything touches you personally, you have to learn how to say bye-bye for your own well-being, because you're a terrific woman. And I've always thought that, and I think of you every so often, even though we haven't seen each other in 30
Well,
years.
right.
But I did, and I'm going to give that to you, I did an evaluation of you by your birthday, as I've asked you, and all of that. And I did the evaluation by what I saw. And one thing about you, you're creative, but you're very, very practical. You have your moon in Capricorn, and every idea or situation, you put it to good use. And so emotions, you have them, but they're not the priority. You're always practical. You've been ambitious. Your career has been central to everything you do. You're farsighted. You're traditional. You like success, and you've been successful. You are, for the most part, you don't show the depth of your feelings, but they're always there. And so you're quite, I mean, when I did this, I thought, you're also a born coach and a teacher. You can teach others. You have the ability. You like young people. You like to see them grow.
Yes.
When I did all of this for her, I thought, but you know how to say no. And I remember when I was married, my husband was a Capricorn. And he used to say, there is no word no. And he'd go and do everything he wanted, and no meant nothing.
Well, you know what? My father said no to everything I ever asked him if I could do. Because, as I told you, he said he's going to raise me like he raised my brothers, because then I could function in the world. So he always said no to me, and I had to change it to a yes. So in business, every time a man or woman said no to me, it meant nothing. I just meant I had to change it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
I
right.
love that.
And to be very frank, with me, my life has been good because I am very positive. I have no negativity.
Were you an only child?
I am.
Yeah.
You saw that, didn't you?
And I liked being an only
Yeah.
child. And we were poor people, and I lived in the Chicago housing projects for 13 years. But luckily, I was smart. They kept skipping me. By the time I reached high school, I was 12. I graduated when I was almost 16 and was given a scholarship to Northwestern, and I graduated at 19 and off to New York to be a star. And literally, I did a lot.
You went there by yourself?
No, I went there with my best friend, who was a Leo. She went to find husbands, and she found 3.
Oh.
I went to be a star, and I still found a husband.
I was going to say you still had. Yeah.
But you have a wonderful chart, and no matter what happens, you do survive. See, you really don't, like, you want to be the boss. You really don't do well with authority that always telling you how to be. That's not your style. And you have a tendency to assert your own ambitions. Many times, if you know it's wrong, you'll go with your gut. And it's really very important. And since I looked at you and I knew you were a Libra, and as I said, you're sensitive.
Yes.
Yet you're outgoing. You want to have the most you can have in life, but yet you feel other people's feelings deeply.
100%. That's so correct.
And you can look in your eyes, and I knew that immediately.
Aww.
And I thought we could be friends.
Yes. Quick
And-
friends.
Yes,
The best kind.
the best friends.
Yes.
But also with honesty And that's what I feel when, so when I talk about people in astrology, there are 12 signs, and each person has a base. If you're an Aries like I am, I've got to go out and make a life. Then next there's Taurus, who are very, very sensitive. They take everything personally, which they shouldn't, and they have a need to be safe. Even Libras need safety. You know, some women need more safety than others. I never thought about safety because it was really about going to go out there and make it happen. And my son just
Which
won an
you
Academy
did.
Award.
Yeah. Oh, really?
For Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a special effects
Oh, that's
supervisor.
wonderful. Congratulations to both of
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a very
Yes.
awesome award.
Well, when he was little and he was 4, he was playing with film. And I said, "Oh, Lane, you want to be a filmmaker?" My psychic
What
stuff
sign is
started.
he?
He's Aquarius double Leo.
Oh,
So he said, "Sure." So I said, "And you want to win an Academy Award?" And he said, "Sure."
And he
well, he did.
Oh, wow.
And like I say, astrology is very valuable. I help people with it. I can tell people, but I don't want people to live by anything daily. You want to call me up, you've got something on your mind, I will help you. But what we live with is with us, who we are. We own ourselves, we belong to ourselves, so therefore we must take care of ourselves.
Oh, yes, that's
And
true.
and I admire women. I empower them. I love women. I get along with them beautifully, and yeah, I like men too.
I was going to say.
But I'm kind of old to really worry about them.
Never too old for that.
But well, listen, gorgeous, pretty. So we
Stunning.
stunning, and all I can say to all of us, let us know that we were born to have a life. We can't always count on what we're going to have. People we lose. And I know every night I think of my father because he was so important, and I lost him early. But we haven't got control over all of that.
Yeah.
What we have control over is to live our life in the best way we can. I've taught that to my kids, and it worked. And I think that what we have to understand is we cannot complain and worry and complain and worry. We have to think about it, make a plan, and solve it.
They say like worrying is like paying interest on money you never borrowed.
Isn't that a great
But I can't,
statement?
like she has 8 children, which is hard to believe.
Unbelievable.
But you know, that's got to be a very emotional thing in life because the emotions of 8 other people that are so close to you that you're worried about all the time has got to be pretty difficult.
It is. And you always think we're all going to be on the same page. You're never. You're never on the same page
well, you
at the
couldn't
same
plan
time.
all of your children to be the right signs.
No,
I
it didn't
tell
happen
my
that way.
clients to do that.
Oh, wow.
I really do. And the ones that plan, I had a client and I said, hold off until Leo. She's an Aries. She did. And they're perfect together. But so, you know, not everyone, even if you have children, not everyone thinks or approaches life in the same manner.
Yes, that is the
And
truth.
you certainly see that.
Oh, gosh, I
And with
do.
your personality, I mean, you're very vital. You have great enthusiasm, great spirit. And that's so important. And I know that we have to have that in life.
She'd be like the Pied Piper.
That's
I can
right.
just see her with 8 children.
Well, I do call myself, you know, the little old lady in the shoe. And it's just, it is true. Or the mother with the 8 ducks behind her. Here she comes.
Well, you can be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
And I think all of us can. And when I looked at your, you know, you have to know, don't worry about following your heart. Because it's very, and express yourself. Because most of the time, Scorpios tend to keep their emotions in control. But the good part is that if you say, I don't like that, or if you say that hurt my feelings, or if you say I've had a deep, and I'm vulnerable, you're still a wonderful woman. And so what you have to understand is don't hold it all in. Not easy. It's not easy. Now my mother used to say, what's on the lung is on the tongue. That's anything.
I have never heard that.
No.
Yep.
But that's great.
But she was funny. She said, oh, my daughter, what's on the lung is on the tongue. And it means, yes, I do talk about my feelings. And I taught my kids to do it. It's very important.
You have a
in
daughter,
this
too,
life.
also?
I have a daughter. She's a dancer, singer, travels around the country. Great kids. Very happy. I love you is real big in our family. And my father asked me when I was, he said I was 7. And he said, baby, what makes you happy? And I said, oh, Daddy, love is the answer.
Oh, really?
She knew that then.
And he
That's
said,
a good...
she's 7 years old. I'm going to tell the whole family, love is the answer.
And you know what I told my mother when she took me to kindergarten? I said, you can go home now. I won't be needing you anymore.
We don't want to hear that. Oh, no, as a mother, that's like...
But see, you have a very strong wit, too.
Gosh,
and that,
yes.
the Scorpios are very, very funny.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
I know you weren't. I know that,
yeah.
but you say it, and you make it easier.
Yeah.
And no, it's not funny. I help parents raise their children because they don't know. I wrote a book. It's called The Stars in Your Family. It's raising your kids as to who they are, rather than who you expect them to be. It's been a big seller because it gives people the feeling of, I can't do that. I can't raise them like I want them to be.
Well, they don't ever turn out the way that you think they should. They grow into their own...
You guide them.
Yeah.
In the best way you know how, and God willing, they will understand the good. I would say to my kids from the time they were 5 and 8, I'd say, the Friedmans don't take drugs. The Friedmans don't drink a lot. And this was all the time. My son rarely has a drink. He never tried a drug. My daughter rarely has a drink. And once she tried a drug, she came into the bedroom and she fell on my bed. She said, I tried a drug and I don't like it.
Oh, shoot.
And she was 15. But all I can say in life, being an astrologer, being an actor, doing all the things that I love to do for me, has made me a happy woman. I can never say that I'm moody. I just don't know about moody.
And that does happen at times. But when I walked into the room and I met you, you already had the halo around you. You were radiant. We can tell there's no negativity
I took
there.
a car this morning, and I had people that were sharing with me. And so a woman said to me, tell me your story. Don't ask me, but they do it all the time. So I told the story, and she said to me when I was leaving, she said, you're amazing, and today will be a day I will never forget. And that's what I do, and that's what I like to do, and that's what people should do for each other. I'm sitting here with both of you, extremely comfortable, feeling the good feelings.
And people say that I call them when they need to be called, even if I haven't talked to them in years sometimes. And I don't know what causes me to do that, but sometimes I just do it.
You're very intuitive. You also are very loving. And you take care, and when you take care, people are safe. But I want you to turn that around a little bit and let someone give to you, miss.
That's a nice idea.
That's a nice
That
idea.
Do you
is.
think that's a good
I
idea?
think that's a great
do.
idea. In your astrology, I do have a question.
Yes.
Do you have to not take courses on this? But because some people, like you said, may not understand how the stars work and how they align.
No,
So,
if you believe in it, yes, I did study it, and yes, I know 12 signs like the back of my hand. Nobody escapes me. They don't have a
Can
chance.
you go through those 12 signs quickly? Because we've
Yes,
got like 10 minutes.
I know. Oh, we
So
have
everybody gets to hear.
Oh, absolutely. We have Aries, which is vital, enthusiastic, spirited. We have Taurus, which is very practical, very sensible, needs safety, needs stability. We have Gemini, the twins, and they have two sides. They're very smart, but they don't always know how to take care of them. We have Cancer, highly sensitive, take things too personally. Remember that, Cancer. And also have to understand that they have to receive. In life, most people don't know how to receive.
yes, that's true.
And as I go on, I want to talk a little bit about the different signs. And like I say, the good people always, they have it within them. People that cancers, and I just went after that, and then Leo, the lion, all the men in my life liked it. And then we've got a Virgo, and we have Libra,
Yes.
and creative, wants to see the world, loves to travel,
Ooh,
loves to have pretty things around them,
Ooh.
loves but yet giving, caring, sharing. Then we
I'm
have,
going to take all that because that just summed me up in a whole sentence right there.
well, it's true.
I'm a flight attendant, so I do travel the world. That's really
So
nice.
there we go. Then we have Virgo, and Virgos, they're wonderful people, but they think and think and think and think.
They're
and think.
perfectionists.
Perfectionists, but
no.
it makes many of them get colon problems and things like that because they don't let themselves
I don't think you
be.
can ever give them a gift that they like.
No. No. And
You
if
know from experience, it seems,
well,
right?
I've had a lot of Virgo clients because
Oh, no.
they push themselves so hard, you know?
I don't see them as so ambitious as I do just that they're perfectionists.
Oh,
it kind of stalls their
It's
ambition.
more than perfection, it's drama. You know, if they don't have a drama, they're not happy. You know, in life, we
Are
don't.
you sure that's not Capricorn? I know
Same
Capricorn.
thing. Same thing.
Same
They're
thing,
Earth.
see?
They're both Earth signs.
Oh, shoot, I knew that.
And then we have the Pisces, which is creative, loving life, very sensitive, and have to know how to be kinder to themselves. And Sagittarius, fire, loved life, wants to travel, wants to see the world. Pretty exciting. So it's, you know, you've got the fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sag. The earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The water signs are Scorpio, Cancer, and how could I forget that? Scorpio,
Pisces.
Cancer, and
Pisces? Are they?
Pisces,
Yeah.
right. And in all, I found with astrology, you learn.
Wait, before that, was there an additional sign added not so long
no,
ago?
no,
Okay, because
that's a misunderstanding.
okay.
But anyway, all I can say is I would love to have people come and I'll help them.
How can they get a hold of you?
Sylvia Friedman, 312-944-7256.
And you have a website.
I have a website, and that's what it is. I also write books. on people that have children and how to raise these kids with astrology.
So they can win an Academy Award.
Absolutely.
And my son won an Academy Award.
So you did a good
very
job.
I did a
fitting.
good job,
You
right.
did a good job. Yeah.
But I'm so pleased that you had me here. So good to see you again.
Well, me too, and she had some of my kids, because I decided not to have kids, because I babysat for my younger brothers a lot when I was a teenager.
That happens.
And I said,
you know,
I love them, and this will never happen to me. So I always liked being at my end of the table, and the labor and delivery was my highest grade in nursing school, but I was never going to do it myself.
well,
It
you know
was like-
something? If you did, you would have been a great mom.
Well, you know what?
You like kids.
I do like kids.
I know you do.
I always took
Well,
my nieces
you
and
have a
nephews, yeah.
plethora around you that I'm sure that you've
Well,
helped.
being a nurse, you can satisfy your
Yes.
maternal
You've
instincts.
had a lot
yeah.
of love.
I
And you
really
deserve
have.
it.
And
In
and
fact,
I,
we all do.
Oh, gosh, yes.
but I don't think I would have been able to accomplish what I have if I had had kids to take care of. I know women who have in the Committee of 200 that I'm in and the network. They've done a wonderful job of having huge companies and children, but I don't know about me.
Well, I do. And it would have been
like-
okay. But
Okay.
you're a very strong woman and you've accomplished a lot.
Well, thank you very much, and I certainly appreciate you both being here like
Thank
stars.
you.
I wanted to mention, you're probably wondering what this is. It's Drink and Be Beautiful, which is H2O is water. It's H2O rose. They have rose water beverages, and it brings you the benefits of roses and saffron in the bottle. It dates back to ancient history and was used by Cleopatra and Michelangelo because of the powerful enriching effects. Based on traditional family recipe, it provides a crisp, light, refreshing taste. Twist open your favorite flavor and reap all the benefits of healthy hydration.
Yeah.
So it's new
Wild
and
berry
unique.
here.
Wow.
I love it.
And I also want to mention, last but not least, this book, Eat, Live, Thrive, and Diet, a lifestyle plan to rev up your midlife metabolism. I know a lot of women are complaining about their midlife and gaining weight, and they think it's because they had children, and they blame it on that, and I'm living proof that that is not the reason.
I need that book. That's exactly. I need that
Experience new hope, freedom, and success by changing your habits from the inside out. The Eat, Live, Thrive diet is a science-based plan that equips you to permanently lose pounds and inches as you embrace health and vitality. Currently in the mid-60s, and the other author in her 50s understand firsthand the challenges of getting and staying fit in midlife. Now, what do you do? You've got a beautiful figure. What do you do?
Oh, that book. I will read that book. You know, I do run and I do work out. Every morning I take a little bit of time for myself.
Good.
I used to run Chicago Marathon,
Uh-huh.
and the older I get, the more I say, this is a little strenuous on my body. Yoga is a really great thing. I haven't mastered that yet. I feel like I still have to beat myself up a little, a lot of crunches, a lot of stairs at the Swallow Cliff in Palos. I do those a lot. And I'm a real good eater.
And you're still working?
I'm a flight attendant
Are
with
you-
Southwest Airlines.
Where do you fly to?
Oh,
Everywhere?
gosh. I pick the warm destinations.
Oh, do
I
you?
like the West
I
Coast.
know you're nice and tan.
Yeah. Oh, I was on vacation
Your
with my little
spirit
guy.
is fabulous for everybody who flies with you.
Oh, it is a fun job, and the passengers do have a way to compliment us flight attendants with a little kicktail. So I have been lucky to get a few of those little kicktails. So
good.
it's nice. It's a
Well,
great,
that's nice.
great
Well, thank
thing.
you for joining us.
Thank
and you
you.
can contact Sylvia Friedman if you're in need of knowing about your astrological chart, or if you're in need of knowing how to coach your children, or read her book, which is called, again, what's
The
your book?
Stars in Your Family.
Stars in Your
And
Family.
another one's coming out, Truthful Love.
Oh, very good. And a former Mrs. Illinois, who could be Mrs. Illinois still today. So thank you
thank
for
you.
joining us, and we will see you next time. Thank you for joining us.